way to get a claim.
Yeah, totally straightforward. Not at all exceedingly dangerous.
No.
Right.
I think I feel like I did owe the Lord of the Depths something, and I think I fulfilled that debt in giving it a home and returning Lily Blood to it. Or not Lily Blood, Athea. So I'm feeling pretty good on my Forgotten God demon debt.
Yeah.
Ooh, but you promised Skurlock. Well, you own the place, so you can give him what he was looking for, right? So there is that.
I still got the mark of Sona as well. The golden demon. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like the demon bookie looks like takes one look at Ankh and is like, nah, you're not good for it. You know, like when you go to like bat the horses, you're just like, oh, if I just win this one, I'll be in the clear. And your bookie who knows better is just like, no, I'm cutting you off. I feel like that's why Ankh was like, no, not taking on your baggage, Lord of the Depths.
Yeah. It all worked out.
So a question also is, what happened to the fire demon? I think I'm gonna roll a fortune roll to see if the fire demon escaped, right?
Yeah.
Before you could decide what to do with it. Yeah. So I'm gonna say on this roll, if I roll high, that means the demon was able to escape. And if I roll low, they were not. And if it's a mix, we'll see. It'll be like, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a fortune roll. Let me just get to the crew sheet. I'm gonna say, yeah, we're just gonna say one die. It's pure fortune. Ooh, 5. So I'm gonna say, I think the way that will play out is you do have a chance to decide what you're going to do with the demon, but the demon will maybe get a little something in there, maybe. So in some way. But yeah, let's
Jamie, I think you should roll one more die.
Ooh, why?
And the reason why is that you specifically said if you take the demon there down with you, it's going to have more access to the home.
That's right.
And I think we're specifically basically trading off giving this demon more freedom, and that's reflected in the fortune roll.
You know what? And I'm also going to say, because he also, the fire oil worship. Yeah, so it's 2 more dice. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, because we're using a little fire oil.
Yeah.
The demon's element. It feels like it could just escape in the smoke.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Still a 5 is the highest. Good job.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. But we tried, so.
We'll take it.
We tried to set you under demon prey.
All right, so...
What would cage it at this point, I guess, is what I'm wondering. Is it Lily Blood? Is it the Lord of the Depths? Is it...
Oh, wait, sorry. What would what?
What would prevent it from getting free? Is it
I'm
Lily Blood or something else?
I'm going to say it's just pure curiosity with you two, right? There's this who are these fiery, ridiculous mortals that have? I think there's just something very passionate about the two of you that has intrigued our demon friend.
Well, we do have a lot going on.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think when this demon forms, so this is a bit of a flash forward, right? Things have calmed down a bit. I think the stepsisters are working through the house to sort of bring it to some semblance of order, including getting rid of some of the skinwalker corpses, and doing things like that that have been shredded by the ghosts. And yeah, I think when you're surprised to find the demon just sitting there, right? And she looks Eruvian, dark skin, long dark hair, wearing these red robes. And she sits there, and as you come into view, she says, "Ankh, isn't it?" And you realize, compared to the other demons, she can speak and she can interact with you, probably because of how intimate she's become with humans over time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ankh goes and like sits down, like a little worse for wear. This is in the bit flooded the now like the water as the waters are receding. Um, I imagine there's a big dry spot around here. It's all wet everywhere else, but like it's all dried out. Extra. Yeah, Ankh kind of goes and sits down cross-legged, not not too close to her, like we could both be doing in a yoga class together, and sits down and says, yes, knowing full well Ankh isn't her real name, right? Like that's her alias. She's like, score. This is great. Ankh is a good name for you to know. She's like, yes, I'm Ankh, and you are.
She says, well, my
I feel like
friends
we've been
call
very
me.
intimate, but I don't know your name. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And when you say that, like Ordon smiles at you. Total disaster lesbian smile. Okay, I'm just gonna point that out, right?
Great.
And she says, well, I'd like to become even closer if that'd be possible, my dear. My name is, well, my friends call me Ordon.
Oregon, it doesn't seem like your friends were here when you needed them. Are they
Oh,
far away?
I have
You
a bad
share a home?
habit of eating my friends, but I've changed my ways.
I didn't know that it was in your nature to change. I thought it was in your nature to be your nature.
Well, there are many things you've heard about my kind, she says very carefully, and I promise you they're not all true most of the time. But if you would like me to eat a little part of you, that can be arranged, my dear.
And Anka's like tempted because she's hot, figuratively and literally. But I think she's tempted in that like I'm feeling seduced by this person, not tempted in like I remotely think this is a good idea. And she's like, she's sort of like in a way to try and like diffuse the tension. She sort of like smells her armpit, and she's like, I don't think I'm at my best right now. She's all cut up and beat and trashed, and she's like, perhaps another time we could, perhaps another time we could share a meal.
And when you say that, she looks at you up and down very slowly, and she says, I don't know, my dear. You look absolutely perfect to me right now.
You know what you said about changing your ways and not eating all your friends? Let's start off on the right foot and just get to know each other a little better.
I can take it slow, she says, standing up.
Where are you going now?
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, she says, looking at you. You have done your part of the ritual. I'm bound to this house and I'm bound to you now. So you can do whatever you would like with me, my dear.
You may be bound to this house, but we've sworn no oaths.
Well, oath is too hard a word, and she comes in close, and I can sense commitment is difficult for you. How about a promise, she says, which you can break any time.
I've already done that too much. If you're staying here, we'll see plenty of each other. I'm not going anywhere either. At least not yet.
And she nods and she smiles. Very well. I'll go ahead and make myself comfortable. And as she says that, the stepsisters like come into view, and they give you this look. Like they give you this look of like, really, Ankh,
Yeah,
really,
really?
are we really doing this, right?
Really, you gotta fuck around with a fire demon?
Like they're prepared to have her settle in, right? And there's something I really have to stress. There's something very odd about Ordon. She really, because you've come across demons before.
Yeah.
She really comes across as too human. There's something off about her, and you're not sure exactly what.
Yeah, I think Ankh is curious and a little turned on. Um,
A little.
I mean, a lot. Looking at her trauma right now, she's cold. I'm wondering how much. Yeah, okay. I stand up and I'm just like, I take it back. There is something I need of you. And I kind of intimate, like, I take a step closer to her and I say, if you're bound to this house, it needs to be presentable. I need all the ghosts cleared out of here and this house in shape. Is that something within your purview?
I could. I told you about my habit of eating my friends, didn't I?
Yes. Yes. Perhaps you can put that to good use. We don't want a haunted house, as it were. Or I wouldn't want it to be haunted with anyone but you. And I kind of wink.
Yeah. And when you say that, she says, you know exactly what to say. I can tell you're going to be very dangerous.
Should I consort to see if this has any like unexpected consequences? I feel like we're saying all these things and alluding to all this stuff, but I'm genuinely trying to be like, we just trashed this place. You're a demon. I'm sure you can like fix it up, but you know.
Well, what I'm
I-
offering is you don't have to roll, but she will consume the ghost and become a little more powerful for it.
Oh yeah. That's
So
fine.
if you're okay with that, then
Yeah, that's great.
I like how you make these decisions. So Penance has no say.
No.
We're just like.
Well, I have a question, Jamie. Am I able to hear or understand her because I have the ability to consult occultists, which lets me consort with demons, so I can talk to them and they can't normally be like, or is she just speaking in plain tongue that everyone can understand? I don't know. Maybe Ankh doesn't realize that she's speaking in a way that everyone else can understand. I'm cool either way, but I wonder about that.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
ooh, yeah. I think there's a bit of mystery there, right? Until the stepsisters show up and you kind of realize that you think they can understand what she's saying, right? They don't, right? So
Yeah. Okay, cool. Ankh looks a little sheepish.
I think when that happens, though, I think like Oradon is able to pick that up, and she leans in and she starts whispering, and she starts speaking to you in a specific.
In one of the 999 celestial languages. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very difficult to translate, but what she roughly says is she calls you her little pearl.
Oh, nicknames already.
Already giving me a pet name.
Not at all terrible, right?
Yeah.
So it's difficult to translate, like, but it's basically like my most precious thing, which I will care for.
I mean, I can't say that does not have an alluring effect on Ankh, that she is not drawn in by this thing that she knows is terrifying.
And hot.
And hot. You know how like a giant big dog is like the sweetest, cuddliest thing, and you just want to like, they're like, oh, that couldn't hurt you, and then they like pull back their lips and their teeth, and you're just like, oh my god, you're a murder machine. I feel like that's not that she is just cute and cuddly. She's hot and sexy, but I feel like it's
Right.
like, oh, this is just. I feel like on the surface and everything that Ankh is feeling in the moment is this like, ooh, you want to offer me power? Ooh, you're powerful and sexy and hot. Ooh, you want to be flirty flirt? And then there's a part of her in the back of her head that's screaming, it's a murder machine, you know?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
you become an occultist if you're not down to clown? Exactly. I really need the ghost contract ability. I really need to pick that up. It's a slide ability, and Ankh is just making deals with freaking otherworldly powers left, right, and center.
Oh, left and right. Yeah.
She's just constantly like, yeah, sure, we'll trade you this for the other. Yeah. She says there's a new, the house has a new keeper, the Lord of the Depths. I'm sure you'll get along famously. And I will return often. I wouldn't want to miss out on. I wouldn't want to be gone for too long. And yeah, it's definitely flirty.
I think when you say that, she looks at you and she says, "Don't worry. I'll make sure to save the very best of myself for you, my dear."
So, one of the abilities the demons have in Blades in the Dark is the ability to transfer themselves through their elements. So, a demon of Earth can travel through the Earth. A demon of water can transfer the water. Fire tends to be, I would think, the most limited one because you don't see giant conflagrations that you can just move through. Mm-hmm. But as a way of being inviting to her in this very stupid way, I say, I will light a torch for you. With the idea, knowing that she could travel to wherever I was if I lit a flame. Also, it's sort of being like, I've got a torch for you. There's metaphors, as well. But
I love Kristen's face.
I know this doesn't happen, but I was imagining that Ankh like turns around after being all flirty and Pence is standing there just like that.
I mean, I think that's great. Absolutely. I think Ankh is definitely deserving of somebody giving her the like everyone, Violet, Orchid, you're all just like, what are you
We're
doing?
all lined up, like, what?
And then Ankh just turns like, what? It's occult things.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing demon pack things.
Yeah. You have a torch to light, don't you?
Perfect. Cut.
Excellent. All right. So shall we do payoff? That feels about right.
Yeah.
Okay. So after score, we take stock. So you earn 2 rep by default. Ooh, we definitely went up against.
Yeah. What tier was Lilyblood? And Oregon.
Yeah, Lilyblood is like really powerful. It's the main reason why she was able to just walk away.
Yeah.
After all of this, I'm thinking she's at least tier 3, if not tier 4 at this point. Yeah.
I think it's, if you feel like she on her own is tier 3 and she with her faction, whatever that is, of, of skinwalkers constitutes tier 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, either tier 3 sounds pretty damn scary to me. I mean, that's
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that would be, since we're tier 1, that would be 4 rep then.
Nice.
Do you want me to fill them?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
Where does that put us? Ooh.
I know.
Puts us one away.
So cool.
Yeah. Nice. All right. And so if you, let's see, blah, 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 Okay. It's not a relatively quiet operation. My gosh. I think at this point,
I'm
going to start.
I want to do that, but we also get coin and or claims. And I just want to throw out like the idea of this was that with the Lord of the Depths taking over the home, that we would turn this into an ancient gate. Is that cool? Awesome. So we're gonna take that. I also feel like we should be able to extract some money out of this place. Because, like, it is a noble's house, and I feel at the very least we can hawk their wares, but also just like I feel like we've de facto taken over it, even if we don't legally have it. Do you think there's any coin?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a big score or a major score. I'm just going through it in my head. I'm gonna say it's a big score because, like, it was a noble house. It was in some disrepair, but there's going to be a lot here. So 8 coin.
Awesome. Not that I want to argue down ever, but did we destroy a lot of the belongings when we flooded it? Do we get less because we've kind of wrecked it?
Oh.
Well, you mostly wreck shit through the ghost field,
Okay.
right? So, because
Alright.
you used, yeah.
I mean, I should shut up and not fight getting coin.
I
but-
mean, I didn't want to say those words, but I'm just teasing Sean.
How do you feel about me putting 6 coin in the crew and 1 to each of us?
Yeah.
Kristen, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Because we have a vault, so we might as well use it.
Nice. Okay, I need to start a clock for the spirit wardens.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
there's just been so much noise.
Yeah.
With the last few
Well, we should
scores.
definitely reflect that in heat. Kristen, did you
Yeah.
mark coin for penance, or do you want me to?
Oh no. I was on the crew sheet. Sorry, I can go do it.
No, I'll do it. I just
thank
did
you.
it. You're good.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we start a clock, or do you want to do heat and then?
Yeah, let's do heat first, and then we can start the clock. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it was loud and chaotic in the
Yeah.
ghost field,
Yes.
right? Like, I think physically it was fairly contained, but the flooding, the ritual, yeah, I'm gonna say I feel like loud and chaotic makes sense.
Okay.
I feel like that seems right too, just because we did actually flood a building. Like
Yeah.
even though
Right.
it was mostly in the ghost field, we did still.
That's
come.
true. That's true.
Like someone was like, "Whoa, some damn burst there,"
Right.
Is
Yeah.
Lily a high profile or well connected target? We don't know what she is.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know what
Yeah.
faction she's part of, but
Yeah.
There's a downtime project. Is it
All
4
right.
heat?
so that's up to 5. It's 4
That's
plus,
up to
plus
5.
1 for that. Was the situation on hostile turf?
Oh no, isn't it on your territory, right?
Well, it's our
Okay.
territory now. I mean, we took it, but
Well, that's true, but it was in the.
I don't think it belongs to a
Brightstone?
faction that we're at war with. I don't.
Yeah,
think
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're good there.
Was killing involved? Usually, I know the answer to this question.
A lot of those nobles. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that both of you assumed that all of these nobles would like go missing or people would start looking for them, but you did your research and all of these, you recognize these nobles. They're continuing to live their lives as if nothing happened.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Okay.
messed up. All right. Oh,
Okay.
Roger pointed out that the saboteur made it quieter.
Oh, that's true.
which I think,
That's true.
yeah. I don't know. I have a hard time with the idea of the flood being, but I could imagine the flood being contained within the building rather than like
Yeah.
spilling
Yeah,
out of
it's
it.
probably within the building.
Yeah.
All right. So stay loud and chaotic, or are we reducing this down to contained?
I'll say one less heat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
4.
3 base then, plus 1 for being high profile chaotic. Okay, so 4 total.
Okay.
Not bad.
How are we looking heat wise?
I clicked 1 too many. I have to unclick 1, so we'll be 2 away from wanted.
Okay, cool. 2 away from more wanted.
More wanted. How do you uncheck?
You just check the box behind it.
Look at that.
There you
So
go.
Amazing.
easy, this roll 20. Okay, thank you.
Amazing.
Awesome. And then this is also normally when we would figure out if we have
Entanglements? Is that what we're gonna?
any factions that we have peeved.
Oh, right.
And I just feel like the spirit wardens have got to be upset. With it.
Yeah. I think by this point
We're
they
making
know
some
something
noise.
is going on.
Right. We don't currently have any status with them. I don't. We just haven't been on their radar. Do we go to -1? Is it worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oof.
Like enough has happened.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's appropriate. I'm
Yeah.
sad, like it's not good to get on their radar, but here we
Oh my God.
are.
I forgot the Arcbenders are like still really mad at us.
I mean, we kind of stole their most precious prize in
We
trade.
did. Angelo. Oh wait,
No, it wasn't Angelo. It was your fault.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It was your fault.
no.
I'm already seeing because what is role playing if not some form of fan fiction? I'm seeing Oradon and the Hall hanging out together. Like,
oh, it's so true.
right, like Oradon teaching the Hull things. Oh,
Yes.
it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be best friends. Oh no.
no.
Like she's that in that auntie who's like a bad influence, like that
Yep.
kind of.
Yeah. All right. I don't know where. I don't have room for everything. I'm going to get rid of the Dimmer sisters because we don't have status with them anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We're
That's
zero
true. Yeah.
For now.
for now.
Yeah. They can come back later. Yeah.
Replace
But
the
things are pretty good.
replace the mollified spirit Dimmer sisters with the now more frustrated spirit wards.
Fair.
Groove. Did you want a clock for them as well?
Yeah, I think just so that there's a danger that they can find you, right? Yeah,
Agreed.
because yeah.
How big is
Especially
that?
because you're staying at the house. I'm gonna say, I think after everything, it's gonna be a 4-tick clock because there's just been so many instances.
Yeah.
Cool. How many ticks are we
Really
putting on it?
loud.
Yeah, I think for now let's put the 1.
Cool.
Like after everything that's happened.
Hey, Jamie, I'd like to advocate for throwing the Athea in control clock in the trash. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that is not a confident sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we can replace it with a Athea returns clock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just
Yeah.
want penance to be free of her. I mean, I feel like that was a thing we accomplished in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just gonna change it to Athea returns.
Yeah, exactly.
The sequel.
And
Yeah. Fill up the clock completely, I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, empty up the clock completely.
Yeah. Cool.
And then we can remove the Angela ones. Good job saving. Ooh, you know what?
Maybe not the skinwalker
Okay,
one.
we can get rid of the bleeding out one, but the skinwalker, because the ritual was still completed in
Holy
some
blood is
fashion.
still around.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we
But
can get rid of Arcbenders, destroy the hull. That was also
Yeah. True.
Okay.
I think we
Alright.
can also get rid of the Vessel's claim because the disconnect with the Dimmer sisters are no longer actively trying to claim penance as a vessel.
Got it.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we've removed a few clocks.
Mhm. Don't count how many are there. It's fine.
Clocks and clocks and clocks and clocks and clocks. I love my clocks.
Yeah.
All right. Other stuff. So entanglements. You want to roll after session?
Yeah. We can roll after session.
Downtime. Kristen, you need to recover.
No,
You're
I think
so
I'm
beat up.
good. I feel like no. Oh my gosh. Yes, I need to recover.
Look at all that stress. I don't think you
Look
took that last stress, honestly. You never told me
did.
that.
I
You
did
did it.
that
You
last
did it.
stress. I
Yeah,
did
I
that.
did
nice.
pick that.
But
Nice.
but look at all that harm. I mean,
Yeah.
I need to recover and indulge. I need to do all the things.
Right. I think right after you said that snarky thing to Ankh, you collapsed, right?
Yes, I love that. Immediately,
You used the last of your energy to just
to be
With
snarky.
Angelo there to catch you.
Of course.
Of course.
Right. So
Absolutely.
Mark another tick on Angelo bleeding to death.
Um,
I kid.
I think I'm gonna recover before I end up. I mean, I'm in trouble both ways, but I think because if I take any more harm, I will die.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
probably should recover.
John pointed out that if you're lost, if you're lost when you come back, you have all your harm and stress removed. If you just want
Oh.
to disappear.
Yeah, you and Angela could like
I mean, who's
leave
gonna
for a
say no?
while.
Who's
And
gonna
you
say
can
no
play
to
another
John?
character for a bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ankh got to be lost. I feel like that could be good for penance. Okay, let's indulge a vice.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Unless Sean, do you want to do something first? Sorry, I just
No. Penance needs her downtime, and we have plenty of coin to spend to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Weird. Salia. I mean, I think it's a perfect time to visit Salia because
Totally.
I am no longer possessed after being possessed for
Yeah, in
way
fact,
too long.
I'll even say that it's Salia who shows up, right? Like
Okay.
she knows, right, that Athea is no longer in control, right? Like she
Mhm.
felt it, right?
Yeah. Ghost Twitter was all lit up.
Yeah, and I think it's the same child that shows up last time, except this time the child has a twin. Like you see the two of them, and Salia is split between the two of them, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So there's a moment where the stepsisters answer the door, and so the stepsisters and the two boys like talk to each other in unison, right, back and forth.
Oh, I'm such a fan of that.
The pairs of pairs of pairs of pairs.
It's like our clocks. It's just perfect.
Right. And so I think Salia, like across the two boys, like sits on either side of you in bed. I think Angelo, of course, is not going to leave your side, right? He also doesn't look great, but he's nowhere near as beaten up as you are, right? Like Angelo has the bandages around his neck and he doesn't have the scars on his face anymore, right? Like the ritual has like made him completely pristine in features, right? Almost too perfect. But yeah, and Salia, like across the two boys, take one hand each, and the two of them say at the same time, "I'm so sorry that I couldn't help you sooner, but I'm glad that through the bravery of your friend." Like it's almost like Salia was there, right? It's almost like she saw everything happen. Like there's a way that you understand that she knows exactly what went down, right?
Yeah.
But Salia says, but now it's time for you to perhaps see the world through my eyes.
Yeah. I think Penance nods, but I think that right before this scene, I think Penance comes out of like a room and she goes to close the door. When she sees that it's Salia, she goes to close the door, but like the camera catches that like Angelo's sitting on the bed and he's got like no shirt on. He's got pants on, everyone. he's got no shirt on. And she just closes the door because I don't think she's ready to share everything with him yet. So Salia says that. And I think that to help keep things quiet too, Penance kind of crouches down, right, to the child level and says, "I'm just not myself. Can you help?"
And Salia says, "I think you're more yourself than you have been for a long time. You've just forgotten what it feels like." But she, like, so both boys like place a hand each on the side of your face, and both of them say, "But it's true that she's left too many empty rooms in you. She left too many back doors. Let's see what we can do, my dear." So yeah, so let's roll and see how it goes.
Okay, let's do it. Indulge vice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That cleared most of your stress.
Yes.
Most of it.
6, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm down to 2 stress. Yes.
Rocking it.
I go back to pushing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be extremely easy to overindulge at this point.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and I think what happens is when Salia, like, it's because before this it was like other ghosts possessing you, whatever. Like this time it's Salia possessing you, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that they're powerful enough that they can possess the two boys and you at the same time, right? Like they're able to, and when Salia possesses you, you realize like the sheer difference in what it feels like when Salia does it versus when Athea did it. Like with Athea, it was like this assumption that your mind was hers, right? And with Salia, it's very much a blending, right? Like more symbiotic, right? Like there's a way that your edges meet against her curves, like how it like pulls together between the two of you, right?
Jamie, are you making a metaphor for an abusive relationship and talking about how it felt like you needed Athea because she wanted you to feel like you needed her, and now you realize like, oh hey, not everybody treats me like this.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think that too, even though Penance trusts Salia, I think there's like this flinching, right? Like when she possesses her, like this flinching of she's fine, she's consenting, it's all fine. But there's that moment of like, oh, because Athea was so, it was traumatic.
Yeah, and I think there's a moment where you realize that Athea had opened all these doors to your trauma, to your anger, right? To this desire for vengeance. And Salia just very quietly closes the doors one after another. Until there's only one door left that's open to Angelo.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna say, and then because we don't have to be too emotional, but I'm gonna say that that Penance actually like sits, she's by herself, like other than Salia, and she like sits down and she's just like quietly crying. And like as Salia actually goes through, it looks like it's physically closing doors. Oh, what a good, I love Salia.
She's a good one.
She is. Cool.
Yeah, excellent. Right. And I think we see that moment where Salia leaves the door open to Angelo, but it cuts to the closed door in real life and Angelo on the other side. Yeah. Metaphor is about metaphors. Yeah.
I love you, Jamie.
I love you too. Yeah.
Subtlety.
Speaking of subtlety, what is Ankh up to?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think Ankh is going to. I think Ankh is going to eventually go see Quellen and be like, I need some of your fungus tea to get all of this like spirit probs done with, resolved. But first needs to get like her house in order in terms of there's just like one too many supernatural entities that she has interacted with and she has made like contracts with, and like she doesn't know what the tally is anymore. Like she's lost track of the golden demon, Sona, Skurlock, the Oregon, the Azerox, the demon that they set free, the Sunken Pylon, that we were like multiple forgotten gods, multiple demons that she has interacted with, and like she just doesn't know where like her chart of accounts is. And I really want to have that. I want to have those codified, and I don't know how. And I know the person who knows how, and I hell don't want to talk to her, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go see Aunt Nerix because she is the only connection I have back to my family. And she's, I think, the only one who knows to help me like figure out what of these things are binding and what of these things aren't. And so what I'd like to do is start a long-term project to, and I want the effect of the long-term project to be that my bonds to my various bonds are made concrete, because all of the creatures who have been like, ooh, I'll just give you a little something if you give me a little something else, like I want to know what my freaking account balance looks like, how deep I am in debt, and like what I need to do to get to be good with all of these various entities, because I just don't know. Like I feel like, did I satisfy Lord of the Depths? I brought back their daughter. I gave them a home. Are we good, or do I still owe them something? Do they still have sway over me? Yeah. And also, like, I totally failed my mission. I completely failed. I was supposed to return the Lord of the Azarax to my family, and I let them go. So I gotta deal with that at some point. So yeah. Let's go talk to my rival, Aunt Nerix.
Yeah.
Another possessor ghost. Just all the ghost friends that we're seeing. I almost imagine like a moment where like you're talking to Salia, like possessing somebody, and I'm talking to like these shots are being filmed split screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I get a soul consolidation loan? Exactly what Roger said. I need to check what my soul credit looks like right now, because I'm pretty sure I've got a credit score of about 350.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think I mean, last time I saw her, she was in our old crew. She was possessing our old dead crew member.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking with his voice and everything in this lovely dress, right?
Yeah, she was in. Let me see if I can find him. Sorry, it's been a little while, but we've got him in basic.
Yeah. Right. I think it was in the crew sheet. Let me double check. Previous members, Fritz, wasn't it?
Who's that?
Fritz.
Fritz.
Because it was we had Fritz, Jacob, and Delilah. I think it was Fritz.
Yeah, it was Fritz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go seek out Fritz at Jewel Bird and Shine, my local haberdasher. No, that's a hat maker. My local
mask maker?
No, drug den. What is the what is the word I'm looking for?
It's not drug den.
Yeah, I know there's a more fancy word
term
for my supplier, but yeah, my pharmacist. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Jewel Bird and Shine and look for Fritz, aka Nerix.
Yeah, and I think you find Fritz easily enough. Like Fritz is wearing this beautiful, like really expensive dress, like several layers, like this huge skirt, right? This beautiful emerald green color that matches their eyes perfectly, right? Their blonde hair has grown out a little bit, and completely, like when you see, it's so jarring to see Fritz's body, but it's completely your aunt's mannerisms and the way that she carries her body, right?
Yeah, I think that still unsettles me, even though I've been around her a few times. Yeah, it's still
like,
it's Fritz, but it's not Fritz. Like, yeah,
right. And there's a ghost of a memory of what Fritz would normally stand like and look like and talk like, right? And so you can't help but like the two are superimposed on top of each other. And you can tell your aunt delights in that. That's probably the main reason she's taken this body, is just seeing you confused all the time gives her much pleasure. And when you come in, she goes, well, if it isn't my favorite niece. My dear, what could I do for you? And it's very, very smug. It's this kind of like, I knew you would come crawling back to me kind of tone that like aunts and mothers have perfectly, right?
Yeah. And she just sort of turns to the attendant and nods, and like, get me the pipe, right? Like bring like yes, I also want the good stuff. And she sort of settles in with Nerix, and she says, I I owe you a report, and I need to ask a favor. I need to ask your advice as well.
Oh, so you need help, do you?
I need the assistance that my family should have rightfully sent me to do this impossible task.
Oh, so you mean well, yes, I did tell them that we expected too much from you, that you weren't quite ready. I'm glad that you can see that now.
You expected too much from anyone. No one can come to this place and rework the network of bonds and trades, and no one can undo what the emperor has done on their own. It's an impossible task.
Well, my dear, if that's what you need to tell yourself and to tell me, I'm sure I can oblige, she says.
Like a part of Ank's like, I can pull you out of that body right now if you keep fucking with me. I can send you. I could riddle you with electroplasm. There's like a part of her that's like, I so want to physically hurt my aunt right now because she's making me so mad. But she's like, I know, she just knows it would get her in more trouble, and she's just, care to join me?
Of course, how could I refuse such a generous offer?
And so I think I'm going to be doing both my downtime actions at once. I'm going to be indulging my voice, and I'm going to be working on a long-term project. And what I want to do is like have a flashback to Fritz being like on the streets, you got to know who you owe what favors to, and who you don't. Like the Lamp Blacks, they one time helped me when the Red Sashes were trying to like push my family out of the home, and I thought they were my friends, but then I was indebted to them, and they started coming around and asking for more favors, and then I had to make it clear to Baja that I wasn't his tool, and then like I just like a cut back to like this, like this web of favors and alliances is like, you got to know where you stand. And like there's a part of me that just like was drawn to Nerix because I remember Fritz like having these sentiments that had nothing to do with like ghosts and demons or anything like that, but it was still just like the loner hound and like not being beholden to anyone. Yeah. And of course now an entirely different Nerix possessing him.
Aw, absolutely. Yeah, and I think like as that flashback happens, we cut back to her explaining, right? Like how you're supposed to keep track of these things. So it's this weird way, like you can tell she's perfectly mirroring your memory. Like how, and once again, you know that she's not supposed to have access to Fritz's memories, right? That's not how it's supposed to work because he's dead. Definitely taunting you. Definitely a little cruel, this aunt. So, but she does start to teach you what you wish to know. Like she starts writing it out onto the desk, like in a language that only the two of you can understand.
Nice. Little Eruvian, little encoded Eruvian text there. Awesome. What size clock is this? I realize it covers at least 5 supernatural entities. So if you want me to do one for each one, I could do that too. Yeah. What do you think?
Ooh, I think rather than one for each one, because you want to know exactly like where you stand, right? So from now on with these particular entities, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
and I'm totally gonna get the ghost contract ability when I get XP. So then I will like know it going forward. Like
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
idea. Is like
So
no
this is
more
more
of this
for the
like
past, right?
loosey goosey debt structure. I owe you one, you owe me one.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna say like I think it's only one clock, but I think it's gonna be a pretty long clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right to me. 8,
Yeah.
10, 12? What are we talking about?
Yeah. I'd say 10, just so that you know exactly where you stand with each and every one.
That
Right.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Demonic debts known is what I'm calling it.
Oh, nice. Very good.
And I hate to say this, but I think the way I'm getting it is consorting.
That makes
Right?
sense.
Consort with a
Yeah.
connection from your heritage, background, or friends to gain access to resources, information, people, or places, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to consort with my Aunt Nyrix. She's a contact, so I'm going to take a bonus die. All right, that's 2 ticks.
Nice.
And then I'm going to indulge vice. Stupor. I like once she tells me enough, I'm like, she's written it down, so I know I'll be able to remember it. And then I'm like, excellent. And I fold it up very carefully, and I like place it to the side. And then like we just see that there's this giant, super long pipe that's like just been like lightly smoking away off the edge. And I'm like, all right then, let's not talk anymore tonight. Does she? Sorry. Before I say that, does she like chastise me about letting go of the demon? Is she like, you didn't do what you're supposed to do?
I think instead, what she does is when you tell her what happened, she said, like her face changes and you realize like you've risen in her estimation, right? There's like she actually sees you as someone for not following, like, which is, so she just quietly says, don't worry. I'll be able to tell them exactly what they need to hear. We lose track of demons all the time. And so you're like, suspicious, right?
Yeah. I also feel like this is one of those situations where like when you aren't in the know, everything seems really important. And then when you are, you're just like, yeah, that shit happens. Right? like you're just like, we spent $500 million on a plane in Afghanistan that we then turned into scrap metal, and everyone was just like, oops.
It happens.
It happens. $500 million plane that we never built that just threw away. Some general was just like, put it on the account. You know?
Exactly.
Anywho. Yes. Okay, cool. And then if that's the case, I'm going to indulge vice as well.
Let's do it.
Bum, bum, bum. Bonus die. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Down to 1 stress. Oh, sorry, friends. I realized I didn't have it show up, but there's my results. Kristen, you want to?
Yeah. What would you like to do next, Kristen?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know, but
I should totally start a long-term project. No, I should probably recover.
Would you like to go back to Skurlock, or did you have someone else in mind?
I could either go back to Skurlock or the stepsisters. My thought is that it would be almost like a ritual of like Penance being on a table and like essence oils being run into like her palms and her feet, but there's a whole lot of like spiritual stuff also going on to like
this feels very
some of the trauma.
sistery.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list. Yeah.
Can we have like a Manny Petty moment where like both of us are sitting there with like various oils like on our face and like our hands in these waters, because like we both have lacerated spirits from the ghost mirror, and I can see like them in the ghost feel like removing the the ghost shards and whatnot, but like us having to just sit there like
Yes.
as they're doing this thing.
I know there's not like fresh cucumber and duskfall, but maybe like slices of mushrooms around our eyes.
I was about to say mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fungus, right?
Fungus.
Yeah. I mean, we have a workshop. That workshop definitely has room for at least 2 people
Yeah.
to be ghost massage.
So is this back at your place or is this in the new claim?
Ooh. I was thinking back at our place, but do you want to be at the new claim, Sean? Because
I think back at our place makes sense because then we can see like the whole shot, and at one point we can like zoom out and we can see there's like a torch hanging on the wall that's lit, and you know has a little ominous like ominous invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
But that'll be after the scene. I foreshadow to, or I give away the reveal too soon.
Right, the camera cuts. There's a lit torch on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. And I just wanted to do that just to like have an excuse for both of us to like be physically unable to move but able to talk.
Yeah.
And I say, I never knew how much you knew versus how much she knew, but I really didn't want to make that choice for you. And in the end, I felt like I just had to guess. And I thought you were ready to be done with her. It seemed like it seemed like she wasn't going to leave you a choice. So I made one. And like she scrunches up and her mask is like really tight on her face and she's like, ow. You know, she can't like scrunch up her face because it's all dry. It's like all dried out. And she just went like, was that the right thing to do? I don't know if I should apologize right now.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's a really long silence. And then Penance responds, kind of sheepishly, like, I didn't know enough soon enough, and it was almost too late. So, thank you. Like through gritted teeth. She's sincere.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just we don't do
difficult.
this, right?
I think when that thank you comes out, you can see like the stepsisters very quickly turn their backs on the 2 of you, but you can see both of their shoulders are like shaking a little bit as they're trying to hold back the laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Well, I realize I'm hardly one to speak about understanding the price of power. And she kind of like can't really touch them, but she sort of gestures to where you know like the horns are that they're like hidden right now. And you know, her shoulders are bare right now, and we can see like the faded remains of like where the tattoos were. And just like she's made this same deal so many times, and she chastised you really hard for doing it. And so she's like, I understand the temptation. And I know she was really close to you for a while. So if you were really used to talking to her and you ever feel like you want to talk to somebody else, I mean, you know, we're sort of bound in darkness together. And I which is like a joke, but also like the thing. Anyway.
Oh God, I love that the stepsisters have their backs turned to us right now. They're like, we're here, but we're not here.
We're not paying attention.
Awkward.
There's somebody very busy like making a new poultice, like with the pestle and mortar, just like, and that's a sound that fills the space, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Penance purposefully does not respond about being close to Athea. Like doesn't acknowledge that part of it.
Yeah.
But does say that we have taken on quite a bit in a short period of time, and maybe some of this would be better dealt with if we communicated more frequently.
I like how each of us keeps making it awkward for the other one. like, hey, I'm going to say this thing. I say the irony of being able to sense each other's thoughts, to share our thoughts with one another through any space or time, and yet still not talking is not lost on me. And she sort of like looks at like the shadows of the sunken pylon in the distance, like the rust flaking off of it and the water dripping down. And she's like, but maybe we should spend more time using these like mouth words, saying what we feel instead of just assuming the other person will understand. I'll work on that.
Yeah, long pause, and then me too.
Yes.
I'm sorry, they're so awkward.
So awkward. We don't know how to be friends.
But it's good because we're earning it. Like, we had no trust.
Yeah.
Right?
None.
And so it shouldn't just be like we're gabbing like girlfriends now, right?
Right, right. I literally was willing to stab you in the heart.
You tried.
Cool. Should we roll to recover?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I think between the Dimmer sisters' experience that our stepsisters have and the fact that you have a pretty good, neutral relationship with the Dimmer sisters, I think they could have called in some favors. So I think like 3 or 4 makes sense to me to roll with for quality.
Sounds good.
And I'm sorry, what do we roll?
We'll just make a fortune roll. You have a downtime action left, but I don't, so I'm spending a coin to take this second action.
Okay.
Yeah, we're tier 1. They're experts. I think we took the like upgraded. Let's see if I have the.
Oh yeah.
They're elite. So they're technically tier 2. So they would normally be 2 dice for any kind of adept type work. And yeah, I think, 3 seems generous to me to say that they're have the extra accoutrement to do it.
Yeah. Because especially this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say, and especially because this particular set of ills is something they're familiar with, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Do you want us to make one roll for both of us or individual ones?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe we can just make it the one roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I will roll it.
Okay. There we go.
Oh God. So painful. So friends, we rolled the highest as a 3.
Yeah. Oh man.
Ouchie, ouch. Ouch.
That ghost spot did not help.
That did not help. It was
I
our
feel like
awkward
we-
conversation. It did more damage to us.
Yeah. It's, I think we should spend 2 rep or 2 coin
Yeah.
and do
Get
it
it out.
again. And I think we don't necessarily need to role play it, but we can just spend what's more precious to you, rep or coin right now? I feel like we've got a lot of coin.
Yeah, let's spend coin.
Okay. So I'm going to take 2 out of the crew.
Okay.
All right. You want to roll it this time? See if we
Sure.
can-
Am I just rolling the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's cool with you, Jamie, if we just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
More accoutrement added. Nice.
5.
Okay, good.
So that's enough to fill my clock, 2 ticks.
Me too.
So
Okay, good.
all of our harm gets reduced by a level.
Does that mean my ones go away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So now I only have 3 harm instead of 5.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm changing my lacerated spirit to be worn spirit.
Makes sense.
That sounds good. And yeah, so yeah, you can get rid of. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let me get rid of this too. Okay.
Do you want to do yet more?
Yeah, do you have any other actions in mind?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Besides, if something comes up, we can talk about it over the
Yeah.
Discord server, so no problems.
Yeah, I don't even feel like Penance would be training. Yeah, I really think recovering and reducing stress was the goal of this time between scores.
Yeah, right. I just feel like we're so
Healing.
trashed.
Exactly. It doesn't make, I mean, I know we could spend to do it, but it just doesn't make sense narratively to me. Like, this is all Penance can do right now.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Should we do XP and wrap?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the last thing we see is that just because I love the idea so much, is the Ordon is the fire demon Ordon and the Hull hanging out, and I think like the Hull is like braiding Ordon's hair, right?
I love
As
it.
Ordon is like ordering the ghosts to like clean up the haunted house a bit. So,
Oh, the Hull.
but yeah, before she consumes them whole. Anyway, so shall we do XP? We'll do like let's do the crew first. Okay, so I'm looking at crew XP. Did we advance the agenda of our deity or embody its precepts in action? I think he definitely did.
I mean, we freed a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically let the demon do whatever she wanted, right? So I think that's...
I mean, yeah, she was like, I'm bound to the house. And we're like, cool beans. But yeah, we did. Yeah, I think we should get 2 for that because freeing a demon is a big deal.
Yeah. I'm also going to say, like, you have a feeling that if she wanted to, she could break the contract. But
she hasn't.
She doesn't want... Yeah, but she doesn't want to. So, yeah. But yeah, okay. And then next is contend with challenges above your current station. Absolutely. Lily Blood is horrifying to deal with.
As were the being totally overwhelmed by the fire demons, as was the Spirit Well and Athea.
Yeah. Who is this GM that just keeps like raising the stakes so terribly?
Yeah.
So you get 2 XP out of it.
Okay, I marked 2.
Did you bolster your reputation? I think you were ambitious and daring.
Yeah.
I think so too.
You went after your claim, right? You had this blood idea. Yeah.
It seems like Stasia like knew what happened, and Nyrix now knows what happened, and everyone was kind of like, "Whoa, you did the what? You disrupted the ritual," and yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, so 2 XP for that. And then express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I feel like we saw like a lot of like strong like relationships and between the crew and the people that the crew is close to. So
yeah, I agree. 2?
Right, we saw a lot of conflict there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, we're so close. Look at that.
So close. You can already start thinking about the next one because you'll definitely get it next time, right?
We'll definitely next time. Yeah. I was thinking we should take some training improvements so we can like prowess or personal, or we might even want to start thinking about mastery if we want. Ooh. Well, I don't think either of us are close to 4 dots, but we should consider it in the future.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Do you want to do penance?
Sure.
Right. So, did you address the challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Yeah, I mean, I helped throw a ghost that was possessing me into a well. So I think.
But like breaking the seal on the well specifically. Yeah. Like it wasn't just like toss them. It was, just crack the mechanism. We didn't go into too much detail about what the mechanism looked like, but I envisioned that like you like poured the fire oil just so that it overheated and cracked the thing, and whatever spark craft technology was involved, you disabled it, and so that's at least what was going on in my mind's eye, but I realized I didn't actually say that on stream. So
yeah, I didn't. That's so funny. I didn't either. I think because there was so much going on in a good way that I just didn't. I didn't take time to think about that detail. But yeah, I think that definitely.
Yeah, and I would also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go, Jamie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think also using the ghost field to get an advantage over Lilyblood was also using technical skill, right?
Mhm.
Like it's something you recently learned and you took advantage of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was the whole flashback to flooding the whole building, like how we set up with
There's that little piece.
Perfect. Absolutely. So, did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I think that definitely happened.
Yeah. I mean, I think you had a moment where you kind of were able to choose, like, do I want to? It's hard to make decisions. It's hard to be responsible for my own actions. Someone else could just do that for me. I could just let Athea be responsible for. Then she's the one who has to figure everything out, and she can just do it. And I think you were like, nah, I don't want someone deciding what I'm going to do with my life for me.
Yeah.
Which is a theme in our game. It's a theme. Self-realization is a big part of our game. And then also, like, Angelo, come on now.
I know.
You put yourself out to save him.
I know. He's part of my background.
Yeah, for sure. So 2 XP for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
All right. And then last, did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session?
So not my vice, but I think with my obsessed trauma, I think because having to like make that decision again to let Athea go, right? Like,
right. Yeah, and I would even argue like the way you chose Angela over the mission, in a way, was like you being obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It feels like you were pretty fixated on he needs to survive this no matter what, even if everything else goes to shit.
Like to the point where you're kind of ignoring Ankh, right? So,
right.
So yeah, XP for that for sure.
Okay, got it.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Okay, all right, and then shall we look at Ankh?
Yeah.
All right. So Ankh, did you address a challenge with knowledge or arcane power?
Yeah, I feel like I did that a couple of times, specifically along the lines of getting Athea out of penance and into the spirit well, but also like navigating the house and like making my way through and like talking to the Lord of the Depths and being like, what do you need to take to like lay claim to this? I feel like there was a lot of arcane power and knowledge involved in that. So
yeah, for sure. So 2 XP for that.
We can do.
Nice. And you expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, I think that came up a lot.
Yeah, my heritage sure came up a lot. We saw lots of Aruvian backstory going on for Ankh. And also, I think a real reticence, like, I feel like Ankh is someone who only realized how much they screwed up after they screwed up a lot, and has a choice to just be like, fuck it, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. Like if there's no way to ever recover, then why even try? And she is deciding to try. She's deciding to like, I want to try and clean up the mess that I've made, because I know I'm like bound 6 ways from Sunday to all these different demons and forgotten gods, and like I could literally just become nothing but a vessel of all of these creatures, and every part of me could be wiped away by them. And I'm like gonna work on trying to reclaim that. And so I feel like that was a big part of her beliefs in this session. Specifically why I refused that devil's bargain with the.
Yeah, I like that.
Excellent.
Cool. So I put that gave me 2. I filled up my playbook advance and I also filled up my prowess track. So I'm gonna
Nice.
take one each of those.
Cool.
And then
Yeah.
trauma. Yeah.
I felt like it came up. You brought up cold.
I
earlier
tried to
when
be
you were talking.
bold.
You
I
did,
tried
yeah.
to just be like, no, I'm not gonna get all flirty with you. But I then sort of did get flirty with her. I don't know. I don't know if I struggled with it.
I feel like that's still a notable because you're traumatized, right? You're traumatized to be cold, and there's a part of you that wants to hold on to that, but
Yeah.
right.
I'll take one.
But
I'll take one.
Yeah.
It was a delicious struggle to behold. I had a good time.
Okay. All right. If I entertained, if I entertained, and if you want to playtest a future game changes, the XP cause would include or harm. Nice.
Ooh.
You struggle with issues from your vice traumas or harm during the session.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wait, that's a new thing?
I mean, John is just tipping his hat a little bit to a new, some new Blades tech that might, or some new Fort Dark tech that might be revealed sometime in the next month or so.
John, if you need playtesters, some of us are here for playtesting.
Excellent. I think you definitely struggled with your harm.
Yeah, I was gonna say my harm came up
Yeah, it
a
did.
lot. It's funny, you had way more harm than I did, but mine was
But
very
yours came
front
up
and
more.
center.
The wind, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I will certainly take that one.
Take one, yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna choose the ghost contract ability. I think as like part of my working with Nirix, it's gonna be like, oh, so that in the like we're gonna have to sort out all this business, but so that in the future you don't get into this place again, this is what you need to know. And I think I spent some time with Nirix, learning how to make actual contracts that are not just we'll see.
Yeah.
This is hilarious because I had a small business that I ran for 10 years, and for the first 5 I didn't file taxes at all. I just didn't know how. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just too scared.
Yeah.
And my accountant was like, well, it's okay. You're going to have some penalties. You're going to have some fines. But like the only thing to do is just start filing. And it took us years. It was like 3 years to get caught up, but we finally did. And now I send my taxes to my accountant on January 1st. Like, here's everything for the year. I have it prepared and ready.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, but that is trying to get herself out of this hole that she's put herself in. Cool. I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns. I got to play Ankh today, which was delightful. What's coming up for me is Friday, I'll be playing more Traveler with Judd. We had a great game last session, and I'm looking forward to more psychic damage time traveling shenanigans next time. Also, I am getting ready for Big Bad Online, which is happening in just over a month. We have so far 19 amazing panels. We're going to try and get a full 24 hours of them, but getting people to do panels at 2 a.m. is a little tricky. So we'll see. But these panels are freaking amazing. They are just incredible quality. Both Jamie and Kristen will be presenting because they are amazing, very knowledgeable individuals. And it is free. Unlike XOXOCon or GDC, which are many hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, this is a free event because we have a really wonderful fundraiser that people have contributed to cover all our costs. So thank you for everyone who's contributed. And if you want to come, just go to bigbadcon.com and you can sign up. I will put a link in chat. How about you, Jamie?
Yeah, so I'm Jamie. My pronouns are they, he. It was delightful playing today. It was really, really great. So you can find me on Twitter at Temporal Hiccup, where I post a lot of Sailor Moon GIFs and talk about the many projects that I'm very happy to work on. I'm working on Apocalypse Keys, which will be published through EpoHat. I'm really, really excited about that. Lots of great changes. And also Cozy Town is so close to itch funding. Thank you very much to the people who talked about Cozy Town on TikTok. It is so wild.
That
And
was a
so
really
we're
great TikTok. I loved it.
Yeah,
I
it
watched
was.
it a couple times.
yeah, we are so close to our final goal. We're only like about $250 away from me being able to commission an audiobook version of the book. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. Yeah, but the best way to keep up with me is on Twitter. I have a few really exciting projects that are all going to be announced in October and November. So I'd love it if you followed or kept track. It'd be nice. I promise I'm very friendly. But yeah, and what about you, Kristen?
Hi, I'm Kristen. She, her pronouns. I played Penance tonight. It was a blast. Every time this group plays, I think, wow, that was a really intense session. How are we ever going to top that or compete with that? And then every session we do, and it's like organic. We don't plan it. So it's been a blast. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Krista Snow Jedi. I do game design. I have a Kickstarter coming out for a game called Adorablins, which is a fun, light goblin type adventure game that'll be coming out in January. That'll be co-published. And I also do writing for games. I love writing for games, actually. So I most recently created a couple of factions and a new rule set for Court of Blades, which is a FitD game. I also wrote a couple of pick lists for Cozy Town, which is a fantastic game. You should definitely check out Jammy's game. So yeah, and I also have a few projects that'll be coming up. So if you follow me on Twitter, then you'll find more information there.
Rad. So good playing with all of you. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us this whole time. It was great. You, as always, gave us some wonderful ideas. Lacerated Spirit, thank you, Judd. Almost set off the big spirit alarm, almost set off the crematorium. Roger, that was I mean, just pocket that idea for a future time. Yeah, everyone just was delightful to have in chat. It was so good seeing you all. I'm going to do the thing where I make the thing go and we're going to say goodbye, but we'll still be here. It's a weird thing. Anyway, we'll see you all. If you're watching the channel, we'll see you all on Friday when we play some Traveler. Not goodbye to Kristen and Jamie, but bye to everybody else.
Bye, everyone else.
Bye, everybody else.
And that's where we have the thing where people still hear us, and I'll hit